Chiefs Kingdom, stop scrolling right now. Arrowhead just erupted with breaking news, and an emergency signature is officially on the table. A one-year veteran deal with zero room for error. A pass rusher just crashed back into Kansas City after an urgent front office move. Rashee Rice broke his silence on a wild summer, and a receiver was carted off practice right before our preseason opener against the Rams. Insiders confirmed the details this morning, and here is your first payoff. Emmanuel Ogbah was hours away from signing with Atlanta before Brett Veach hijacked the meeting with an emergency offer. If you bleed red and gold, smash like and subscribe right now. We start with the defensive move that has Kansas City buzzing. The defensive line was running on fumes, and the front office knew they were playing with fire. Whispers spread across St. Joseph that a private flight was scheduled, but nobody knew which direction it was heading until the ink dried. The name? Emmanuel Ogbah. The former Super Bowl champion is officially back in Kansas City on a one-year deal, but the story behind how this happened is pure chaos. On Tuesday morning, Ogbah was literally scheduled for a tryout with the Atlanta Falcons. The Chiefs had already missed out on veteran Cam Jordan earlier this summer, and Brett Veach knew he could not afford to lose another established edge rusher to a conference rival. So Kansas City swooped in at the absolute last minute, hijacking the timeline and locking Ogbah down before he could ever step foot on a plane to Georgia. This is a homecoming 7 seasons in the making, as Ogbah originally suited up for the Chiefs back in 2019, contributing 5.5 sacks in 10 games before a torn pectoral muscle cut his campaign short. Since then, his career has been a wild financial and physical roller coaster. He went to Miami, secured a $65 million contract, posted back-to-back 5-sack seasons, and started every game in 2024 before moving to Jacksonville last year. However, the reviews on what Ogbah actually brings to Steve Spagnuolo's defense in 2026 are sharply divided. Carlos Hernandez, who covers the Jaguars for Black and Teal, warned that Ogbah looked visibly slow in Jacksonville last season, recording just a half sack while getting phased out late in the year in favor of undrafted rookies like Danny Strigo and BJ Green. That lack of juice explains why Ogbah sat on the free agent market for several months without a home. But Brian Miller from Fin Fanatic offered a much more optimistic perspective, pointing out that Ogbah was one of Miami's most reliable, underrated depth pieces when given a defined rotational assignment. That rotation is precisely why Kansas City pulled the trigger. George Karlaftis is holding down one side of the defensive line, but behind him sits a group filled with unproven potential. Felix Anudike-Uzomah is still searching for his breakout moment, while Ashton Gillott has been dealing with a nagging hamstring injury throughout training camp. Meanwhile, rookie Mason Thomas is still learning the ropes of Spagnuolo's complex defensive scheme. Bringing in a 32-year-old veteran gives the Chiefs immediate insurance and fresh legs without forcing unproven youngsters into overwhelming workloads before they are ready. If Ogbah can reignite even a fraction of his old disruptive pass-rushing form under Spagnuolo, Kansas City gets a massive steal for pennies on the dollar. Can Emmanuel Ogbah revive his career at Mile High and Arrowhead, or has age completely caught up to him? Drop your honest prediction in the comments right now. If you believe Spags will turn him back into a sack machine, smash that like button and let Raiders fans know our defense is locked and loaded. But as crucial as fortified defensive trench depth is for a championship defense, the absolute biggest storm in St. Joseph just erupted on the offense. A star player finally stepped up to the microphones after surviving 30 days in jail, a surprise knee surgery, and months of public scrutiny. His words just sent shockwaves through the locker room, and what he revealed about Patrick Mahomes changes everything. A dark cloud hanging over training camp finally broke on Tuesday afternoon. For months, fans wondered how a star playmaker could recover from surgery while locked away from his team, surrounded by noise, legal chaos, and constant doubt. The identity everyone's asking about? Rashee Rice? And the locker room already knows he is back with a burning vengeance. Entering the 4th year of his NFL career, Rice spoke to the media for the first time since a tumultuous offseason that saw him spend 30 days in a Dallas County jail following a probation violation. The offseason began with a sudden, unexpected right knee surgery to clean up debris and severe swelling that plagued him during the previous campaign. When asked why he waited so long to address the issue, Rice explained that football players are trained from day one to fight through pain until their bodies physically stop them. He initially assumed it was routine swelling, but once doctors insisted on surgery, the timing aligned so he could rehab and return at full strength for the regular season. Then came the sentence that threatened to completely derail his career. Rice was booked into jail on May 19th after testing positive for THC, which triggered a pre-existing 30-day probation agreement from a prior highway racing incident. Instead of rehabbing at the Chiefs' state-of-the-art facility in Missouri, Rice found himself managing knee recovery inside a jail cell, keeping his spirits up by watching Kevin Hart comedy specials and communicating with athletic trainers through approved channels. He called the experience a brutal reality check and a profound mental test that forced him to grow up fast. Once released in June, Rice immediately reunited with Patrick Mahomes at the team facility in Kansas City. Mahomes was undergoing his own intense rehabilitation following knee ligament surgery, and the two superstars spent countless early morning hours grinding together alongside trainers. Rice revealed that Mahomes served as his primary daily motivation, helping build an unbreakable bond on and off the field. Surrounded by a tight circle of coaches, agents, and loyal teammates who wore supportive shirts during his past suspension, Rice insists his mindset is entirely focused on dominating the 2026 season. This narrative holds immense financial weight because Rice is officially entering the final year of his rookie contract. After catching 156 passes for nearly 1,800 yards and 14 touchdowns across his first 3 seasons, injuries, suspensions, and legal trouble limited him to just 28 games total. His talent is undisputed, but his reliability has been questioned incessantly across the league. In 8 games last year, his production paced toward over 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns. Now, fully cleared for 11-on-11 team drills at camp, Rice knows a dominant, trouble-free campaign will secure him a massive payday, whether in Kansas City or elsewhere on the open market. He claims the pressure of his contract year is pure motivation, and his chemistry with Mahomes looks sharper than ever. Do you believe Rashee Rice can put his past behind him and solidify himself as a top 10 receiver in the NFL this year? Type your ranking below. And if you trust Mahomes to lead this receiving corps back to the Super Bowl, smash the like button and show the entire league that Chiefs Kingdom stands behind its playmaker. Yet, just as Rice returns to full strength and breathes life into the passing attack, another devastating blow just struck the wide receiver room. Practice was suddenly halted on Tuesday when a promising young receiver went down and had to be carted off the field in tears. With the preseason opener against the Rams just days away, the depth chart is collapsing at the worst possible moment. The injury bug inside the wide receiver room refuses to let go, and Tuesday's practice in St. Joseph delivered another heartbreaking scene. Field scouts stopped writing, teammates gathered in silence, and coaches shook their heads as medical staff signaled for the motorized cart. The name? Jimmy Holiday, and the timing of this setback could not possibly be worse for a young player fighting for his NFL survival. Reporter Matt Derrick confirmed that Holiday was carted off early during team drills, leaving the Chiefs with yet another casualty at their most volatile position group. Holiday's journey to Kansas City is a testament to perseverance. After going undrafted in 2025 following collegiate stints at Tennessee, Western Kentucky, and Louisiana Tech, Holiday received rookie minicamp invitations from both the Chiefs and the New York Giants. Kansas City held their camp first, and the front office was so impressed by his speed and work ethic that they signed him before the weekend ended. Holiday battled through training camp, earned a spot on the practice squad, and remained on the roster all season despite minor roster shuffles. The Buffalo Bills even brought him in for a tryout late last year, but Kansas City reclaimed him and signed him to a futures contract for the 2026 season. The coaching staff's persistent faith in Holiday was notable, especially given his modest college statistics of 63 receptions, 913 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Brett Veach and Andy Reid saw untapped traits in his game, believing he could carve out a specialized role on special teams and as a deep vertical threat in Spagnuolo's complementary offensive packages. However, with the Chiefs' preseason opener against the Los Angeles Rams set for Saturday at Arrowhead Stadium, Holiday was facing the most important week of his professional life. Getting carted off practice eliminates his crucial summer runway and severely threatens his chances of making the final 53-man roster. This injury creates a massive domino effect across the rest of the receiving corps, which was already dealing with health concerns and rotational uncertainty throughout camp. With Holiday sidelined, the door swings wide open for fellow bubble competitors like Jason Brownlee, Jacob DeJesus, and Andrew Armstrong. Brownlee offers physical boundary size, DeJesus brings electric return capabilities, and Armstrong provides smooth route running precision. Every single practice snap now carries extreme stakes, as Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes search for dependable depth behind Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, and Tyquan Thornton. When one player goes down in training camp, another man's career is born, but the margin for error in Kansas City is razor thin. Can undrafted guys like Jacob DeJesus or Jason Brownlee step up and command a roster spot this Saturday against the Rams? Drop your hot takes in the comments right now. If you believe the Chiefs still have the deepest receiver room in the AFC West, smash that like button and let Chargers fans know we never stop retooling. The preseason opener against Los Angeles is about to answer these brutal roster questions. But the real storm is brewing far beyond the walls of Arrowhead Stadium. The entire balance of power in the AFC West is shifting right now, and the final piece of the puzzle is about to fall into place. 3 stories. 1 relentless championship pursuit. The emergency signing of Emmanuel Ogbah secures vital veteran trench depth. Rashee Rice's return alongside Patrick Mahomes injects explosive fuel into the offense, and Jimmy Holiday's unfortunate injury opens a high-stakes battle among young receivers ahead of Saturday's preseason opener against the Rams. Kansas City does not rebuild. Kansas City reloads and attacks. This franchise is sending an unmistakable message to the entire league. The throne in the AFC still belongs to Arrowhead Stadium, and we are hunting another Lombardi trophy. If the Chiefs solidify their pass rush rotation and keep Mahomes healthy, the AFC West title is practically wrapped up before October. Denver is still trying to find consistency, Las Vegas is searching for identity, and Los Angeles lacks the depth to match Kansas City over a 17-game marathon. The math is simple, the standard is clear, and the reign continues. Here is what I need from Chiefs Kingdom right now. First, smash that like button if you believe Kansas City is going back to the Super Bowl. Second, drop a comment with your exact score prediction for Saturday's preseason game against the Rams. Third, hit subscribe immediately to join the most passionate fan base in football and keep Chargers fans out of our comment section. Listen closely because the next 48 hours will be chaotic. Insider reports indicate Brett Veach is not done working the phones, and a trade offer for a secondary playmaker is currently sitting on his desk. Meanwhile, the Denver Broncos just cleared cap space and are preparing a massive counter move against us. Which domino falls first? Stay locked, hit subscribe, and let's keep Chiefs Kingdom on top.